It's right around 6:13 p.m. now on Monday, April 15th, 2024. And this is interesting, and I keep mentioning this as well in my videos, but frequently when I report the psychotic, aggressive, and harmful behaviors of the psychopath named Jasmine Irizarry to management, because Irizarry verifiably continues to be housed by Greenville in this building, in spite of the fact that she is a mentally disturbed, behaviorally dysregulated, registered sex offender and psychopath. Greenville, for some reason, houses her in this building. And this causes a lot of breaches of habitation and violations of the lease, intense amounts of smoke and fumes constantly coming from the vacant premises of her former unit located directly behind this wall. Why in the world Greenville is continually keeping her former unit vacant and empty, I don't know. It's very strange, but it's very convenient for Irizarry because she seems to have access to the former residence where she was officially housed by Greenville between 2013 and 2022. And according to Mr. Oleg Aleseyev, the property manager, she continues to be housed in this building. That's according to a conversation I had with Mr. Aleseyev back in March of 2023, when I reported some very strange banging and slamming noises continually happening from behind this wall. And he said, well, that unit is vacant. And I said, well, does Irizarry continue to be housed in this building? Does she still live in this building? And he said, yes, she does, but we might move her to 191 Green Street. Well, obviously that hasn't happened. And this behaviorally dysregulated, psychotic sex offender and psychopath continues to somehow be permitted to access the former premises of her unit. And she engages in the same exact identical pattern of stalking, harassment, aggression, and assault as she did during the 10 years that she lived in that unit behind this wall. So earlier today at around 5:15 p.m., just after maintenance left, they were in my bathroom at 3:45 p.m. today. Maintenance came into my bathroom to finish the work they were doing on Saturday to fix the bathroom. They left at like 20 minutes later, basically 25 minutes later. Everything was fine. There were no problems. As soon as I tried to use the facilities in my bathroom at right around 5:10, that's when Irizarry, the psychopath, started using once again. She resumed the use once again of the same type of electronic assault device that she has been using on me from behind this wall since 2017. Back in 2017, that's when I started getting literally electronically assaulted. It felt like I was being tased. But there was no taser around me. So I figured that maybe there was some kind of faulty electrical wiring. It most frequently happened when I was lying on my bed or using the toilet. So I started looking at the electric outlets, and trying to figure out if maybe some of them were malfunctioning and delivering electric shocks, right, to people in the area. But that's not possible. And my router was perfectly fine. And then I got rid of the router and the electronic assaults continued. And then it was always in conjunction with a lot of smoke and fumes coming from behind this wall. And it only happened when I did certain things in this unit, but not others, such as lying on my bed, such as using the toilet, such as using the shower stall, such as standing at this sink to wash my hands after using the toilet. That is the things that I do that get the psychotic sex offender all jiggy and worked up. And what she likes to do, because she's a psychopath and psychopaths have this compulsive urge to harm other people, she uses some type of remote capacity electronic assault device to electronically assault me while I'm using the toilet. And that happened today at 5:15 p.m. So I reported it to management. And not only did the electronic zapping happen when I was sitting on the toilet, it also happened when I went to this sink, when I tried to wash my hands, and while I was walking around in this corner right here. There's nothing in this corner that could possibly deliver consistent, repeated electrical shocks. But there's a device that this psychopath has been using that can do that. And people who don't think that these types of devices are possible are pathetically stupid, incapable of critical thinking, incapable of understanding how basic scientific things work. A taser is basically a simple tool that emits a certain stream of electrical output. So a concentrated beam of electrical output. That's a taser. It's a very simple device. You can create a remote controlled anything that you want. You can remote control a car. You can remote control a plane. That's how drones work, you pathetic morons. So when all these abject retards who comment on my videos on this channel telling me it's not possible for a taser to be remote controlled, wow, how dumb are you? Why don't you just go jump off a cliff while you're at it? You're that stupid. Anything could be remote controlled. TVs were remote controlled in the 40s and 50s. Cars are remote controlled. We have remote controlled rovers on Mars, which is a planet that is millions and millions of miles away. And you're telling me you can't have a taser that's remote controlled? You pathetic morons. There certainly exist not just remote controlled tasers, but all kinds of remote controlled other things on this planet. So the psychopath Irizarry seems to have an uncanny ability to acquire novel electronic devices. I've been told by Greenville's own management team that she is a cyber criminal. They also joked and said that she is their resident surveillance expert. That was about 4 years ago. So the fact that she keeps using an electronic assault device to zap me when I do certain things in the privacy of my apartment that she gets all worked up over as a sex offender, that get her all jiggy and excited, well, that's not a stretch of the imagination. That's basic logic. That is psychopath 101, idiots. So anyway, I called Greenville at 5:30 and reported Ms. Irizarry's use, her resumption of the use of this extremely harmful type of electronic assault device. And it literally feels, when you're being zapped, it feels like you are being tased. I mean, I owned a taser for a few years and accidentally tased myself a few times. This is what it feels like, except that it feels like your entire body is being tased, not just your arm or whatever body part you're accidentally tasing. It's whole body. So it's like your entire body suddenly feels like you're being electrocuted, basically. And it's extremely painful, and it's very, it's happening now. Yeah. It's happening now. So, so I'm going to have to call Greenville again, because there's a homicidal psychopath whose behavior they're refusing to control, and she's a criminal, and they're basically, aiding and abetting her by ignoring her compulsive need to harm other people or to target people. They're the ones who told me that she targets people. So here we go again. Let's call Greenville and report this.
Hello, you've reached the Greenville Real Estate Group. Our office hours are from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Our office is currently closed. If this is an emergency, please press 1. After the tone, please leave a detailed message with your name and number so we may get back to you when we return.
Hi there. It's right around 6:15 p.m. on Monday, April 15th, 2024. I'm calling from Unit 89 for the second time in the last hour and a half to report that Jasmine Irizarry, the psychopath, sex offender, and cybercriminal who Greenville continues to choose to house in the 5 Union Ave building, has once again apparently resumed the use of some type of electronic capacity assault device while I try to use the facilities in my bathroom, or while I am standing at my kitchen sink, trying to rinse my hands after using the facilities in my bathroom, and also when I'm lying on my bed. Those are the 3 activities that I engage in the privacy of my unit, which is unit number 89, that apparently seem to get Irizarry, the registered sex offender and psychopath, all worked up. And that's when she starts using some type of remote capacity electronic assault device on me while I'm trying to engage in these activities and minding my own business. This has been going on for years. I've been reporting it to the Greenville group for years. This is not something that is outside of the realm of what is physically and technologically possible. Remote controlled electronic assault devices exist, and not only do they exist, they are commercially available for sale on self-defense websites. Even possibly Amazon has remote capacity electronic assault devices such as remote controlled tasers. Ms. Irizarry continues to access the premises of her former bathroom, which is located just a few feet behind my kitchen sink and directly behind the wall of my toilet. That is when I get assaulted by Ms. Irizarry's electronic assault device, when I am physically trying to use the facilities in my bathroom, and she has knowledge of that, in spite of the fact that I'm quiet and that there is no possible way say that Irizarry should have knowledge of what I do in my bathroom unless there are surveillance devices in my bathroom, as has been confirmed by multiple other tenants over the last few years, by Greenville's own maintenance teams, and by Boston police detectives who confirmed in 2021 that they knew of the use of surveillance devices in my living space. This is a serious health and safety issue. This is a violation of the lease. This is a breach of habitation, and it is extremely dangerous because Irizarry does not try to be gentle when she uses this electronic assault device. It is extremely painful. It feels like your entire body is being tased. I owned a taser for a few years. I know what being tased feels like because I accidentally tased myself. And it is extremely painful and debilitating. And she's been doing this every few minutes for the last hour and 15 minutes now. I will be reporting this to the police if it continues. I will also be filing a restraining order in court, not just against Irizarry, but against the Greenville group, who chooses to refuse to address Irizarry's dangerous psychotic behaviors and the fact that she is a psychopath who targets people, according to what their own management team informed me about her back in 2018. They said, oh, she targets people. Don't make her mad, basically, is what they said. So if you have any questions, you know my phone number, but this continues to happen, and it is causing significant breaches of habitation at this time, and it is also a violation of the lease. If you have any questions, you know my number. Thank you. This is ridiculous. Did I just call Union Green? Yes, I did. Unbelievable.